Hey, Juan Santos here. We're going to talk about immigration evaluations, and I want this to be an introductory video to give you that superficial level of what an immigration evaluation is and if you're able to provide this type of work. So immigration evaluations are what we look at almost like a CCA, comprehensive clinical assessment, or your typical forensic-like evaluation where you're going to work with your patient that's going to come in through a certain avenue. Now you're going to work with your patient and understand how they're doing based off of certain events in life that have happened or based off certain events in life that may happen, potentially will take place. Now with immigration evaluation, with immigration evaluations, the context and nature of the relationship is that you're going to be working with your patient, and then you're also going to work with that attorney. Now, the attorney part and the patient part or the client part is dependent on the case. There's many different cases that you may work with. A few of them that I'll mention include the VAWA, Violence Against Women's Act, also with men, looking at the U visa, non-immigration visa. That one has to do with crime, looking at a T visa, looking at VAWA, and there's other cases. But overall, your client, they're going to be working with an attorney, and then they're going to have an integrated relationship there. The attorney's job is going to be that of their own, and they're going to refer this client to you. Now, when you're working with the client, you're going to be providing them an evaluation that's based off of that immigration case itself. So as an example, just so you can understand the nature of their relationship, let's say that we're using a VAWA case, and the VAWA has to do with that violence act, if you will. So it could be one spouse has engaged in violence against the other spouse. Now here, the one who is acting or who is working to qualify for this VAWA case, they're undocumented. They do not have legal status here, while their partner does have a legal status. So they're going to work with their attorney to be able to support them to establish a transition in their status. And that's going to be from the attorney end. Now let's focus on the clinical side. Again, we're using one example out of the many cases that you could work with. Now when they're going to work with you, you're the clinician, they're the client. You're going to look into many different areas. And again, right now, I am giving you a very superficial view of it. In the immigration course training that provided at the link below, you're able to go more in depth to understand all the cases and understand how to write an effective and powerful evaluation. But for this example, let's look at that VAWA case. You'll work with that client, asking them questions regarding the nature of the relationship. You're looking to see if abuse has taken place, such as physical, emotional, psychological, sexual, different types of abuses have taken place in the nature of that relationship. And then you're going to work with the client to speak on the behaviors, whether there's symptoms that have taken place, the diagnosis if one is present. You're looking at how that person was impacted by that relationship. And then as you work in this relationship, writing that evaluation for the client, you're also going to have sections in there where you work with the attorney just to make sure that you're all on the same page. And again, just for the gist here, I did give you a very superficial outline of what it's like to work as a clinician and writing immigration evaluations. Now the training itself goes a lot more in depth. You're able to go through this training course, and while you're in there, you're able to understand each of the immigration cases. You're able to understand how to work with your client. You're able to understand how to work with the attorney. You're able to understand how to write the evaluation from the beginning all the way to the end. And then in addition, you also have a marketing plan that allows you to build your private practice. If you're interested in looking in this area, you're able to build your private practice focused on writing immigration evaluations. All right. I hope this is helpful. I hope you're able to understand that top layer view of what it's like to write an immigration evaluation. And again, this is a top layer view. So the training does go a lot more into detail. Take care.